most people will recall from phase one, we looked at about 8 areas in total, but certainly as we moved forward into PRASE 2, after careful consideration, Patrick and I thought it would be important to focus on 4 areas. So we've got HR, finance, and services for research. We've got accountability and planning. We've got services for students, and we've got IT, which we feel will be areas where we can get some early successes, build some momentum, initiate some real change process, and at the same time lay the foundation for future phases.
One of our largest challenges is the challenge of financial resources, and in particular having enough resources, and also ensuring that our resources are put to the academic priorities, the core academic priorities that we have at the university.
Patrick and I both, in many different conversations we've had, highlighted that our financial circumstances are pretty serious. And the bottom line is that costs are going up. They're going up much faster than our revenues. Our opportunities to increase revenue are tuition fees and grants. Tuition fees, there's going to be limits, and quite frankly, from the provincial context, we can't look to the government for ever-growing increases in grants to cover those costs.
We have very ambitious goals. We've set goals around quality, quality of the education that we provide, increasing the comprehensiveness of the university. But quite frankly, if we don't have our own house in order in terms of the way we conduct our business and the way we offer services, we're not going to be able to achieve those objectives. And so really what this is about looking at how we are spending our money and measuring it against our priorities, looking at areas of duplication, trying to basically define roles and responsibilities in a much clearer way around the university, and ultimately do what we do best, which is provide an education and do cutting-edge research that contributes to the social good.
What we've done over the past 2 to 3 years is actually put in place a coherent framework for the university to move forward at the highest level. You've got the white paper and the UAP, which sets out what our academic objectives are. We hope to have some early successes where people will see things being done differently, whether it's e-procurement or whether we can start to make some progress on our services to researchers. So again, as these initiatives start to take shape, the hope is people will, again, not feel as threatened by this, but see it as an opportunity, see that this is a way to actually and a framework where they can actually start to initiate change within their own areas through this process to deal with many concerns that they've had perhaps for years. So the hope is that we can move people to a place where they're not threatened by this, they see the opportunity associated with it, and as you start to build momentum, you begin to create what we call the culture of continuous improvement. People are always looking at what they're doing. How can I do it better? Do I still need to do this? Down the road, we will look back and say, you know what? We're doing things better. Our students are getting a better experience. Our faculty are getting better services in support of their teaching and research.
If we don't address these issues, and we, for example, say, well, we'll just ignore these issues and we'll put our heads in the sand, these issues are not going to go away. The financial pressures that we have are not going to go away. And the difference will be that rather than address them in a planned and thoughtful way, we'll have to address them in a very reactive and in a way that doesn't allow us to achieve our objectives. So I think it's really actually reassuring to people ultimately to say that we will have a better university, we will have a better workplace coming out of this process, and that's ultimately in the interest of everybody who works here. And I think that that's our commitment, and I think that's going to be reflected in the end product.